born and raised in Mamelodi. It's such a difficult question because you really don't know what to try to touch because there's so much.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Mamelodi, township girl, apartheid issues, struggle, poverty. I remember I came from a house where there was so many of us in a 4-roomed house, and for a while I thought it was normal until a teacher said to me, "Oh, you come from that house where there's so many people. How do you dish out when you? There must be so many plates when you dish out." And for the first time, I looked in that evening when they were dishing out, and I thought, "Oh wow, there's actually a lot of plates." I think it was the first introduction to my circumstances from someone externally. And also then all the challenges that come with that, with thinking that there's something wrong with me, there's something sad about me, I'm missing something. So just from that age, just dealing with all those challenges to your greatness, all those limitations to your greatness. And then, so it was a family house. Then we moved to an informal settlement, and it was the first time when informal settlements were starting.
Yes.
So there was a whole shame around that. I remember there used to be a struggle with getting taxis home, and even the way you stopped the taxis was just so humiliating, and having to deal with that, having to deal with being the first in informal settlements and just struggling with that. And then I think the nice thing about it that God gave me was just the gift of being smart at school. And I was just good at school. And so it was something that I could always fall on. The fact that I know when you give me books, I'm good with that. I think that question is so important.
Yeah.
Because especially for Black women, we just go through a lot. We really just go through the most. And what we've been taught is that we just need to be strong and handle it and hold everybody up and be the mother, the wife, the sister, the supporter, the everything to everybody. And that image of being strong has just been about take care of everybody else, be strong all the time. And I feel like the modern warrior woman should be a person who is able to say, I need help here. I think being strong is to have the vulnerability. Actually, I was listening to Brené Brown. She talks a lot about vulnerability, shame, and all that. And I feel like Black women have come to a place where they're tired.
Yes.
And they're tired of holding everybody up, and that we hold everybody up so much that we actually break down.
Yes.
And because we don't take care of ourselves, it either comes up as depression or even physical illnesses, because we just never get to realize that we are tired. And I feel that the modern woman is a person who's able to know what their limits are. And I think it's a woman who's able to be vulnerable enough to say, I need help. I help me. Because I think vulnerability is courage.
Yes.
Because it's shame. Weakness is shame. Do you know? You're supposed to have it all together all the time.
Even the word begezela.
It's around women, begezelas.
Yes.
Need support, helper.
Yes.
It's all these things on top of you, and I think that's why women are just cracking.
Yes.
Just crack at a certain point. You either go to at work, you work so hard, and then you come back home and it's a second shift. And some of these women can afford help at home, but they're not doing it because they have to be the strong
Yes.
woman. So I believe that the time has come for the modern strong woman to be able to say, I have boundaries. I'm not going to be able to do that for you. I can only go this far, so that they can take care of themselves. Because when you take care of yourself, there's so much more of you to give. So I just hope that we can divorce ourselves from the everything black
Yes.
woman
Yes.
to the, I know this is what I bring to the table and that I can't. And I know what my limits are, and this is what I can do, and it stops here.
Yes.
And there's and have the courage to choose yourself, take care of yourself sometimes be able to say, okay, I'm off limits for this week.
Yes.
I'm taking care of me. And I just hope that warrior women will be able to choose themselves.
Yes.
Because the more they give out, the more they take care of themselves from the overflow of their fullness.
Yes.
There's more of that to give out rather than just being there. It's been a journey.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a journey. I think and I think the greatest journey, there's a great quote, I don't know from where, details are not my thing and I'm good.
That's okay.
And they're saying the greatest battle is to be yourself in a world that is trying with its hardest to make you whatever it wants to be. And I think the biggest battle of my life is finding me.
Yes.
And identifying who me is and who me is not.
Yes.
And choosing that even when the world is saying, no, we want you to be this and we want you to be this. You're being selfish for not being this for me.
Yes.
Or you're being selfish for not being that for me. Or this is the definition of a black woman. This is a definition of a career woman. This is a definition of a good sister. This is a definition of a good daughter. A good. And I think I'm a warrior woman because I have been committed ever since I woke up. When I said I woke up, committed to my personal development.
Yes.
And in the beginning, it was all about how you become great, how you become efficient, how you become perfect, how you become the best. And now it's more and more about how do you become you? How do you find who Busi is? What she has to bring, and what she represents, who she really is, who she really is outside of overperforming and over functioning
and making money and holding titles and yes,
because and all of that, because I think all of that comes from I'm inadequate.
Yes.
So I need to fulfill these criteria so that I make it to the card. But for me now, I think my fight and my war, because the whole warrior thing, I think, comes from a battle scenario.
Yeah.
So for me, it's understanding what type of a warrior I am, and so where to be placed strategically in the battle, so that I don't try to be everything, because I can't do that.
Yes.
So yeah, for me, I am a warrior woman because I am a person who is brave enough to find out who I am and what I have to offer and what only I have to offer, and not need to be everything to everyone anymore. I'm going to say this and it's almost going to be like I'm selling my services, but when I woke up and realized how much personal development is very important.
Oh, by the way, can I interject there?
Yeah.
Because you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Sell away. You got to use your opportunities. Yeah. Yes. So please continue.
Yeah. So I'm a coach. I'm a career coach. I chose the career space because I think we always read about women who've done so much, who are in these amazing opportunities, and no one ever tells us what they did.
Yes.
You know? And no one ever tells us how they deal with subordinates who, you know, or peers who look down at them, or, you know, no one ever tells you about the steps. People should tell you, I believed in myself and then I pushed through, and you're like, what is pushing? You know? So so no one ever talks about that. But there's a conversation that we were having about the emotional side.
Yes.
And there's a conversation that we were having about the actual challenges of entrepreneurship when you have sold yourselves. I remember once selling a workshop, spending all the money, and no one came.
Yeah.
You know, and we never talk about how painful that is, how crushing that is, and how some people then leave entrepreneurship forever because there's nowhere where you go back to a person and you unpack that, how it felt emotionally around that. We also never talk about when you want to get ahead, but you have beliefs that push you to sabotage yourself. For example, where you feel like, I want to be successful in this business, but you feel like I'm going to be rich, and then being rich will make everybody hate me because people don't like being rich, and you keep sabotaging yourself. So you're pushing through, you're accelerating, but you're braking.
Yes.
So I feel that we don't talk enough about the psychological aspect of pushing through anything, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's a job. And I feel like women need to find ways to take care of themselves emotionally.
Yes.
Because as technically good as you are, if your spirit is not fair and you can't show up and you're falling apart, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
It doesn't matter that you have an MBA and another master's and a PhD and whatever. If you're falling apart and you're crumbling inside, it doesn't matter. So I feel like we've spoken enough about the technical. I feel like we've spoken enough about the network.
Yes.
I think we haven't spoken enough about how do you take care of me? What are the tools that you do to take care of yourself? And I think Black women don't do enough of therapy and of coaching because one, it's also choosing yourself, and we don't choose ourselves a lot.
And we're taught not to choose ourselves.
Yeah, we're taught not to choose.
It's selfish.
Yes, because it's, the word selfish.
Yes.
The word selfish hurts so much, and we need selfish.
Yes.
Because you need to refill this energy that you give out.
Yes.
And we don't talk enough about how do you take care of this person so that you have enough to give out.
Yes.
So I think the biggest skills that Black women need to get is how to take care of yourself.
Thank you.
How to invest in me.
Yeah.
And invest in things that don't necessarily come up with something material, but it's feeding your spirit, and it's just as important.